Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Let's Play Worlds of Magic, the success of Masters of Magic and the ideal combination of Civilization and the D20 RPG Fantasy Rulebook. This is the version 1.1.2, which means all my old save games are fried. But that's not so bad, we can start anew and we'll do things different a little bit. We'll go for the plane of water with islands and more water, and for all the others we will go for continents because I want to show you some naval battles, if possible. And I think it brings a nice strategic touch to the game, if we have to do some landing operations and things like that. So we take the maximum world size, the maximum number of victims, and the maximum difficulty level. We'll take the Grey Elves, not because of the additional power income, others do more and better, not because of the extremely mobile armies, because those are not. If you want that, play Draconians. The Grey Elves simply know how to walk around a tree instead of all others who walk against it. Slow population growth, that's true, but we're on the plane of paradise when we start, so no problem there. Frail units, yes, but we can counter that with tactics. We need a name that catches the eye. And we need a picture that catches the eye. Oh yes. We need a color, and we need negative disciplines. We take this one because, yes, we might not be able to buy high-level magic items because they cost more than 1,000 gold, but we'll simply build them ourselves. We take butcher because I don't intend to take any cities for me except their Grey Elves. All others will be butchered to the ground, except maybe for one dwarven city because they can build roads and I can't. We take Archmage for more spell power. We take Enchanter to cast on our own troops cheaper. We take Luck because luck beats skill, skill never beats luck. Mentor, very very good to get a hero, although a little bit too expensive. 1 point would be good. Merchant, because when you build cities and you build a lot of buildings in the cities will produce negative income. With Merchant, you can counter that to a certain degree. Warlord, because having high trained units is good. Being able to train your troops even higher is better. 5 times argumentation, 1 time life, 1 time earth, 1 time fire. We take tranquility from the life port because this is the equivalent of 2 buildings actually. And we don't need heal, bless or aid in the beginning because we got druids that can do that for us. We take earth too much to take care of about 70% of all enemies we can encounter, except those who can fly or teleport, and will not take mineral attunement because, believe it or not, on the plane of paradise there is very little mineral to attune, to say the least. If you're on the plane of earth with some dwarves, that's a different story, but on the plane of paradise this is not going to save your day. Rise Militia, why? Well, first of all, because with Rise Militia you can build ground troops or erect ground troops in cities that have no buildings at all. When you settle a city freshly, you will have no buildings, therefore you will not be able to build anything, not even your basic units. With Rise Militia, you can defend the city. Second, most basic units are simply crap. Going from Draconians over undead, humans, dark elves, dwarves, whatever you want, they're all crap. Not so the elves. The Grey Elves get the longbowmen, and they are very, very, very good. So Rise Militia is our core. Slave works because we build our city out of bodies, not out of bricks. And Fertile Soul because the more food we have, the bigger the city can grow, the more troops and armies we can have. Freezing weapon and unholy weapon for more damage, and there comes the thing with the enchanting. Let's say I cast a frostbolt on an enemy. He might resist. Spell gone. If I cast freezing weapon on my own longbowmen, they will not resist, and they will deliver the freezing damage every turn to the enemy. Wonderful. Blast weapon because there is no reason to do a lot of damage if you can hit the target. With blast weapon you're more likely to do. I will now hit the done button, and since that will take a lot of my computer's calculating power, my voice will be fractured, so I will pause the recording and we see each other again when the pause is over and the world is created. And here we are again. So, let's have a look at our city. When we have a quick look at our city, the first thing that comes to the eye is the number of resources close to our city, which is okay. Lium crystals are very, very good because they provide power. The food, Fertile Soul, is good. Wild game is better, if you have the choice. Another thing that you can say right from the start if it's good or bad is look at these numbers. If they're high, they're good. You see that this is exceptionally high. Normally it's +4. This time it's +12. That means we have a hero that gives a benefit, I think. When you're searching for a city, or if you want to know if your city is any good, just use this little glass. It can tell you that the maximum population is 25 on this spot, and that we have a food bonus of 89.5%, a production bonus of 29%, which is not good, but okay. What else is there to know? Let's have a look at the city itself. Right click it, and then we see we have 110. We can go up to 220 if we get enough food. At the moment we don't have that, so we have to do this for 3 turns or 2 turns, then we have a granary, and then we'll have enough food to send all our guys working. We see something else. We've gotten a hero, which is very important, and that hero is Katharina Dyer. Some prefer mages, but I don't, because mages take a long time to get really good, because they are so low in mana that they normally can just cast 1 spell or 2 and then they're out of everything. Fighters are good because they can use a lot of stuff, but to get a fighter real useful, you have to give him a better armor class, and that is done by giving him armor. That is done by creating armor and getting an armor for a warrior that is really worth its money. Well, look at this, 380, so that he can get armor class 8, maybe 9. Normally has a dexterity of 12, so he will get armor class 9. Our little lady is a thief, and I know that right. That means we can give her a chain armor. And you see, it's always stated who can wear it. And yes, of course, we're not boosting it because look at the price. But we can buy this for 160, and she will get an armor class of 18, which is quite impressive. Yeah, the better armors she cannot equip, but the others are not that better when you look at it. No, they're all just 8. 7 even. 7 here. So that is just perfect for our means. We've got our longbowmen and our archers, and the first thing we do is we scout the area. We go a little bit left, we go a little bit right, and we search for trouble. Now for the buildings, we build housings to get more citizens, to get them into the granary. Actually, we're sacrificing them. For the spells that we have available, Ghost Touch is nice because it's a spell that allows us to make touch attacks. So even if someone has a very high armor class, that will not save him. So that is actually a quite good spell. We should think of researching that. On the other hand, look at this. Flame Arrow. Good damage. We might use that. Yeah, let's go for the damage. Let's go for the damage for the moment. Our power distribution, we give it all to mana. And since we have a Realm Crystal, we're not producing 17 mana a turn, but 18 and 19. That means over the course of 10 turns, that is 20 mana more that we can invest in armor or something like that. We will not adjust the tax rate because everyone is happy here. If we do it a little bit higher, you see the people are getting unhappy. And that's okay. We get 12 income. I bet that is because of her. Let's see what she can do. Bleeding attack, that's crap. Forester, that's especially good because she's moving with other foresters. If she does not have that skill, that means that she's slowing the army down. She's noble. That not only means she does take no money for serving us. Normally she takes 4 gold. This time she takes none and gives us gold. She has a spell resistance. Yeah, you'll have to like that. And she has actually a good chance to hit someone. Spell resistance 10. Could be better, but yeah, the armor is crap. Point given. So, let's take a turn, actually, I think. We'll scout in circles around our town. Bigger and bigger and bigger circles. Why? Because I don't want to scout in one area, in one direction, and then suddenly notice that an Draconian city is so close by that they just can come for a step visit. What is this? Yeah, we can frack those guys, I think. So, oh, and there is another young crystals and fertile soil. That's okay with us. I think we take another turn. And we'll have our granary in no time. Again, the higher the number after your actual population, the more productive your city is. Of course, they can produce other things, but mainly that means they're doing good. So I want a granary. Now watch this. We have turn 3. And we have a granary. Woohoo! Great work. And we can even do this. And still get more food each turn. We get a little reserve. Okay, we cannot go in there. Acid and old bears. I think we can handle those. I pretty much think we can handle those. Okay, let's go for... Oh, we can build it in round 4 actually, because we have such a good growth. Now comes the question, what is the next thing we should build? Is it a settler? Is it a building? Good question, but I think with our big income, we can risk first building some building itself instead of a settler. Although I know a settler would be great. Let's go for it. And the thing I want is a shrine, because it produces even more mana. And that's something that will pay off later on. So we're building housings again. Next turn we cannot build something, but we're in turn 4 and we have already got 2 buildings, so that's good. Yeah, we interact. And the threat is low. Actually, I want to change those two. You go in the middle and you go on that side. Okay, first thing we do is earth to mud. Why? Because I don't want these guys to come up close fast. Second thing we do is acid arrow on the old bears. Damage is okay. And I think we pepper those guys. Yeah, not great, but okay. So we cast another spell, and that is Bless. It's cheap, it's good, and it'll save the day. And if I had Sword for a penny, I think those guys are... Yes, they're probably immune to acid. Okay, fry those. Can you do another acid arrow? Yes, you can. Yeah, we better go a little bit back and pepper them. Get out of the way! Okay. And we did get mana, we did get gold, and we did get an artifact. Grants weapon resistance. Ignore weapon resistance and grants clear mind. Well, that is not exactly a favorite of mine. What does clear mind does, actually? Let's equip it and let's see what it does. Maybe it's useful, who knows. Clear mind is immune to all mind affecting spells. Quicksilver bonus. Okay, weapons resistances. Ignore weapon resistances. How much would we get in theory for that thing? If we throw it 150 mana. Ooh, are you thinking what I'm thinking? We could immediately build an armor for her. That is tempting. Ignore weapon resistances. No, we keep that. Because maybe that comes useful later on. We're piling up money. Let's go for a turn. I think the next building that we should build is a shrine to get some research, because at the moment we're not researching at all, which is, as you might imagine, not that good. The problem is that we have a lot of desert around here. Desert, as you might imagine, is not the best thing to have around for production purposes. Oh shit, casters. Okay. Nothing we can do. Yeah, we were piling up mana to actually be able to cast, to create an armor, a chainmail for our thief. That's the basic idea. If we build the city here, we'll get the mana crystal and 2 times food. Okay, let's look at the situation. If we build it here, it has 20. Food bonus sucks, I know. But that is the only way we'll get the crystal. We can build it here, but that would not be a good idea. We could build it here or here. No, this is actually more effective. Okay. So we can build another building, and so we shall do. I want a sage to get at least some research out of this. Wonderful! And next turn we'll be able to build the next building. What else do we need? We can only build things that cost 100 construction. A marketplace, increasing the income by 50%. Meaning this city will produce 3 more gold each turn, but costs 1, so the actual bonus will be only 2 gold a turn. Increases the city's production by 25% and 3-fold bonus for each stables. What do we have as production? 8. Yeah, that might come useful. We don't have a lot of wood in our territories. Only 3 times, I think. Plains. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's actually a food bonus of 12%. Yeah, that's not especially golden, but it'll do. And we have so much money we can do that. We're piling up money in no time. The roamings could be a problem. And there is wild game. Wild game, of course, is better than fertile soul because wild game gives you +2 food, where others only give you 1 food. What is this? Pikemen, spearmen, clerics. That should be possible, I say. Possible. So, I want another building. Screw that. And give me a sawmill. Not that I think that it will help a lot. Actually, it did help nothing. Production is still 240. I think that changed not much. So we're still making +7 gold each turn. Maybe we can build the other thing as well. Or we wait until we have 2 times 600 population and then build one of the things that cost 200 production. No points. Okay. We have 300. Foresters Guild. Okay. Temple +2 power a turn. Hey, that's tempting. That is actually tempting. We stay at building houses, and I think then we build that to get more power each turn, because we really need more power. Mana is coming well. The problem is that we might run out of arrows in a fight. That is more than possible, because as you might imagine, our longbowmen have only 8 shots each battle. I think that are too many. Yeah, too many. Too many! What is that? Ooh, angels. I don't want to see this all the time. So 600 population, so screw that. And build me a temple. Slave works 1. Slave works 2. Temple build. And still we're making positive. This is unbelievable. We could build a Pantheon, which gives even more, but that will be 3 times. So we're not doing that. Stable. Oh, that's interesting. Alchemist skills. Additionally, it provides 3 power a turn, but it costs 200. And I think we should go for hammers now, for settlers now. Yeah, I think it's settler time. Massing up mana to get more items for our hero. Although I like the look of this here. Maybe it's worth investigating to get a little bit far out here, just to look at that as a good place for a city. Normally you should keep your cities close together. For the simple reason, if they are far away, you cannot support them in times of need. And due to the fact that we're lucky, we're not getting any bonuses for the moment. That is strange, though. Yeah, I know, I'm a little bit too positive thinking, but... Okay, nothing here. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. Good question is where to build the next city. I actually want to have more of the urn crystals to get even more mana up my ass, because without that, without the mana, we will not be able to build the items. I am even thinking about giving the lady here a bow. Oh, shit, that's big. Never forget, this is D&D. You can right-click on the targets and they will tell you everything you have to know. For those of you who have played Masters of Magic, don't fear the Phantom Warriors anymore that much. I know they were a pain in the ass in the old days because they were nearly immune to non-magical weapons. They're no more. I think they have, in best cases, some kind of resistance against mundane weapons, but they're not immortal anymore to normal weapons. They just have a damage reduction. A hero wants to join your forces. Okay, why not? And he is a hero indeed. Something's wrong with the inventory. He is a cleric. He can cast. Okay, that is good. Circle of light, purified time. Besides that, he can... And look at the mana. This guy's not going to be a great help. He has a chain armor. You know what? You'll give that chain armor immediately to the lady. Because she's a much better fighter than you will ever be. And you give the shield to the lady. Armor class 19. Now we're talking. Yeah, he's not that big of a fighter. But I think actually this lady can wear plate. And Nagas. I think we can kill those. Okay, everyone here. Oh, look at this. Urn crystals, food, wonderful. And they're growing, that's excellent. They will not even riot because we have this shrines built and the other thing, and that will help a lot with the unrest. Why is the cleric wearing a sword? Clerics cannot wear swords. And now we're dangerously low on money because the cleric is charging a lot, I guess. Okay. You join the others. Oh, see that? Wonderful. An arena will go in there first. Let's have a little look at the conditions here. This is 25 and we'll get all the resources. That's nice. 2 times food, 2 times germ crystals. Perfect. One more time and we'll be able to build a settler. I might be wrong, but I see something here at the corner of my eye. Could be wrong though. Not that just looks like a little bit. This just looks a little bit like a city tile. Well, we move one forward and we'll see. No problem there. It is. Join the army. Okay, I want a settler. 5 turns? I don't think so. So, I want you to go here. They're building housings again. That's excellent. Good choice. Now don't overestimate this arena. It gives free experience, yes. It does not give that much, actually. It's nice, but it's not overpowered. If we build our city up here, we'll get a lot of food in our cards, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4 times food, and it is all bought together. Oh, not enough movement points. Great. And we're all running low on food. So I don't know what. Actually, we don't have to build armor. Wait a minute. That cleric there. That cleric there. That's an idea. I think clerics. Yes, she can wear full plate armor. But that is nearly as good and costs far less. What is the dex modifier? Because +1. Okay, we should not waste that. That's very, very important. So the armor should have at least 1 bonus to even have 1 dexterity bonus. Priest plate 5 would be 6. No use. Banded armor would give us, yes, that's good. 6 + 1 is 7. And it's cheaper than that one. That will give us an armor class of 17. It's not perfect, but it'll do. $17. 17. This might be 19, 2 points more, but look at the price. This would also be 17, so no reason. Build that thing. And now the draining of mana starts. Perhaps I've activated it too early. I must be careful in this part. And of course I must keep a watch on my food production, because if that drops below 1, we will lose troops, actually. Yay! Very, very little experience. But okay, you move there ASAP. We're not going to make it. How is the production? Oh, as long as there are no icon here that says well, you have reached 5,000 citizens, there is no reason to look at our home city. Actually, we are only losing 18 mana a turn because it's the netto of our magic production. So we're producing 22 and we're losing 40 for the creation of the item each turn. And it's I don't know, it's looks like draconians, maybe. Okay, I think we can make it. I think we can make it just in time before we hunger to death. The next settler will go here for more food. 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure if we can get all that food. together, because the city, in order to get the gold, we'll have to stay within 2 tiles of the production, of the ore production or silver production, however you would call that. Okay. And it is dwarves, actually. You're fast little suckers. Let's get a little bit back and give you acid arrow. Of course, for you, very important to know, it's not deducted. The mana is not deducted from your mana pool. Okay, you go just in the way. Let's see how well our people can fight. Okay, we get a little bit worse. A little bit back. And you start hammering those guys. Holy shit, they can do damage. And we can't heal. Can you heal? Yes, you can. Heal us up. We have an armor class of 19. You don't tell me you can hit me. Don't need to. Done. We need dwarves. We need dwarves because we need engineers to build roads. So we take it. So, very good food income. A very good income in terms of food again. Still okay. And I want you to build engineers. 3 turns, I don't care about that. Why? Because we need that for the production of our roads. Yes, producing roads take a long, long time. Actually, do you see that? A road tree. That means a lot of growth. So, I want you to build the city right here. Nice. We have even more food than we can use up. And I want you, of course, to build housings to grow. How we're doing here? One more turn and we can build another settler. I think the settler will go here. Okay, I think we've done good. There is darkwood. What is darkwood? Darkwood is a resource that you can use for creating better magic items if you have an alchemy lab. That is a building. And then I think your ranged fighters will do 1 more damage per unit. Or per person in the unit, better to say. I don't want to confuse anyone here. So... Oh, there are things here that are good. We have unhappy people here. That's not nice. I don't want to have unhappy people in my country. On the other hand, if I start casting tranquility on that city, that will not... Oh, I can do another thing. Wait a minute. Of course, first of all, we get ourselves a settler. A pioneer, excuse me. I'm always saying settlers, but they're not settlers. They're pioneers. Get me that guy. And you will go this way. I want to build housings, of course. So I want you to go that way. And we have enough population here to actually build... Don't tell me you don't have that kind of building. Yeah, here, a shrine. Looks different, but does actually the same. Oh, crap. I have to wait for turns. Or I can simply buy it. And using up the sacrifice is a little overdue. You cannot switch parts here. That's simply not possible. So we'll wait until the engineer is done, and then we'll do our thing. Next turn the armor should be ready. And then I think we should think about building a shield for the cleric, so she can join close combat. Because with the armor, she will have an armor class of 17. With the tower shield, she will have an armor class of 20. And I think the tower shield costs about 180 mana, so that's a good price. Not if you compare it to the armor bonus it gives to comparison to the chainmail, which gives +8. But when you think of it that you can wear a shield in a hand, I think it's still okay. So they're growing. That's okay. They've been grown, and I think I want something from you to build, and that is you need to build a soul. Without that, you cannot build anything. And no, we don't want to wait 17 turns or whatever. I want that thing up right now. Okay, we don't even have enough mana to build something here, so we just move on. And no, those guys can cast spells. I think the Nagas are our next target. So move it. Look at us. We're turn 22, and we're actually having 3 cities. 4 when you count this guy as a city while he's still moving. And we have 2 heroes, and we even have enough money to buy another hero if needed. So I think we're doing good. Yes, the research is not going that well, I admit that. But away from that, we're doing quite fine. But we're slow. We're so slow it hurts. Okay, let's see that. If we build the city here. Yeah, that's a good city. 3 times food, 1 time gold. It's close to the others. Yes, we're wasting that, but we cannot get the gold and the food into one city, so that's okay. They're doing good. I want you to build a granary for more food income. I love granaries. What? 250 growth each turn. That's excellent. I think they'll be getting a shrine next turn for more power. That is an excellent place for a city. Let's have a look. Yeah, the food bonus stings. Yeah, I know we're building on desert, but it counts all the tiles together. So actually this is better. Strange but true. Okay, so we can build a city here, and it will still get a lot of food and stuff. So they're building, everyone is building. That's wonderful. Always keep an eye on that eye, because that tells you when an enemy is close by. We have an item finished, by the way. Equip that. And yes, we can do nothing with the padded armor. You can destroy magic items that you created for mana, but not, of course, if that item was given to you from the start. And we're very bad at gathering experience at the moment. Why do I want dark wood? Well, better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. I think that could be a good city, after all. There will be a big gap between our cities if we place our city up there, I know. But I can change that for the moment. Oh shit, I mismoved. Great. Boris, you're a moron. Well, let's have a quick look. I think we mismoved 2 times. Okay, you go there next turn. And you go there next turn. You have enough population to build something. And so you shall. I want a shrine for more mana. Yes, say 1 mana, but in 10 turns, that's 10 mana. That's totally worth something. How are they doing? 1 turn and he's ready to go. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And they're building as well. How are we coming with the research? 7 turns. Yeah, that's not great, I know. Our research leaks a bit, you could say. We're still getting good income, we're still getting a lot of mana, we're still getting good food. More would be better, I know, but that's how it is at the moment. And our army is quite small. Later on, we will switch the armies, or separate them. One army will go with the rook, and one army will go with the cleric. So that we can... Holy shit. This is bad. Okay, I want you to go here and build a road. Now look at this. We have got 1 town militia and there are 2 guys coming for us. That means this is an emergency which we have to react on. Sorry. He will later be able to join the team, but at the moment we need it that way. And yeah, we better cast nothing this turn. Build housings. So I want you to go there. Roamings, my luck as always. Okay, do this. We still have enough food. Build housings. They will defend. And good for us, our army is close by. So let's hope they do not attack us. If they do, we can handle them. We can sure as hell handle them. I mean, these are jerks. Let's be honest. The swordsmen could be a problem, though. They use shields. I don't like units that use shields. Give them a higher armor class, far more hard to hit. And he's doing some kind of scratching. Oh, yes. Your fame has increased by 7. Okay. How many? 2. We can handle that, sir. First thing we want, earth to mud. Second thing we want, blast weapon. Next thing we want, this 8 only helps with the armor class, so that's not our main concern. 0 damage? How is that possible? Okay, I think we need some help here. And I think we need some stone skin here. And what is their attack bonus? +4, yes. Quite unlikely that you jerks are able to hit me. I cannot cast anything, so I will just wait. So you will be retreating. You will be taking the ground. You will go a little bit back and nail those guys. And I think we'll waste a little bit more mana on this. Oh look, they're going for the bowman. Nice. You just go there, just if they try to do something funny. No, they don't. Oh, we're taking damage. That's not funny. But at least he's doing damage as well. And solved. And no level up. Just great. Get those guys. So, you need something other than what you're building at the moment. You need a shrine. Give me a shrine. Do you have a shrine? Yes, you have. Then give me that research thingy. I have enough money to buy 3 buildings. Yeah, I can actually really buy 3 buildings if I want to, I guess. But will not be doing that. I want more housings here. Hey, you have a shrine. You should no longer have an unrest problem. What the hell? For crying out loud. Well, at least then there are 2 hammers, but it will cost us... No. I better live with that and do something else to reduce that next time. Well, I think we've done good for today. We'll see the end of this guys next time. And I thank you all for watching. Bye!